never gonna give up, 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 never give up. This book, Never Give Up, I just love this book because for those who know me, know my story, know that I've given up many, many times. I had 49 jobs in 36 years. I don't even know how many places my husband and I have lived, but there have been many, many times in life where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to quit and I'm going to just move on to the next thing. But this book is all about that perseverance of moving forward. This is my story more later in my life, not at the beginning of my life. I'm going to bring up one of our guests today. She's one of the authors in the book. And here we go. Okay, we're having internet connections problems. This is all good. This is all good. Najia Said, thank you so much for being here and being part of this book, Never Give Up. So excited to have you.
Yay, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. That was quite the introduction. Got me chills, all that good stuff. I'm very happy to be here. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I want to take us into the book title, Never Give Up. And what was it about that title that made you say, you know what, I want to be part of this book?
You know, that title is exactly where I am right now. I'm never giving up. So it's interesting because that was, even though I wrote it a little bit ago, but really I'm in the midst of never giving up. And I'm a type of person that never gives up. I always feel like, okay, well, there's another way to build this mousetrap. So it just felt right. And it felt like I was really right in the midst of it. So
Okay, why don't you, if you want to, share with us what is it that you're like never giving up on right now?
okay.
What are you working on?
Really, it's my life. I'm in the middle of a major life transition, one that I never really thought I'd be in to this magnitude at any rate, you know. So, or maybe you don't know. I shouldn't say that. That's a word that we use all the time. You know. But really, I have changed from where I was studying to be in construction management, doing that career field, to now where I'm a stay-at-home, learning to be an entrepreneur, homeschooling my kids. Which, if you would have told me I was going to be doing that, I would have said you're crazy. I went to school for a reason, blah blah blah. So I'm in the midst of figuring all of that out, and there's a lot of moving pieces and parts, and it's been quite the character builder, if I could say nothing else.
Yeah, definitely, right? Because when we're going through life and making shifts and adjustments, whatever that is, and there may be people along the way that may criticize and say, "That's crazy. Why are you doing this? It's never going to work." But then, what is it about you that makes you say, "You know what? Maybe it may be crazy. Maybe it isn't going to work out, but I got to do it anyway." And that's how I am. I'm like, screw you. I'm going to do this anyway because I got to find out if it's really going to work or not. So what is it about you that makes you, keep moving forward, especially on this new endeavor that you're on?
My personality has always been, well, if it's not working, let's change it, let's fix it. And I don't like to settle. I don't want to settle in my life. I don't like that word. As a matter of fact, that's one of the words in the chapter that I talk about. It's like, I want to live my life. And so if there's something that's not working, I want to quote unquote fix it or adjust it or alter it, change it, whatever adjective you want to use there. But I don't want to just settle. If I'm not happy, figure out what's happening. How can I change it? The one thing about me that I've recognized over the years is I am not afraid of change. It's scary. There's difference between scary and being fearful, but it's like, I think change is actually really exciting. It means it's something new and you can figure out what it is, and then if it works, great. If it doesn't, you're like, oh, that didn't quite work, but at least you were trying.
I'm totally with you. I mean, I just literally just wrote a book called Do It Because You're Scared.
Yeah,
Change is constant and we can choose to go through the change or not. And that's one of the beauties that I love about being a human being is that we have conscious choice that we can make. We
yes,
have unconscious choices we can make too, which I think a
absolutely.
lot of us do. We're kind of like in a robot mode. But then
Yes,
when we
yes.
realize like, I'm not liking the road I'm going down. I want to make a change. So what is it for you? So you do like change. It sounds like me, I embrace change. Anybody who has 49 jobs in 36 years and is not scared of change. But what is it? What are some of the things that lead you to make a change? Because you said, I don't want to settle.
Mhm.
And so what does settling mean to you? I guess would be the first question. Yeah. What does
That's
settling
that's
mean to you?
that's an excellent question because I think we have these preconceived notions, or we have been raised, and everyone's different. I get that, but we are raised in our community individually to believe in certain things. Some of those, and those are imposed upon us, influenced by other things. But have we ever really stopped to just take a look at, okay, what works for me? And being okay with like, that may work for that person, but it doesn't work for me. And it's okay that it doesn't work for me. It's not, I don't have a problem. It's just different. I've always said when I worked in construction, you know, I'm never going to be a man in construction, but I'm going to do it my way. I don't know how to be a man in construction. I can only be me in construction. And that goes for everything in life. And so I don't feel like just because if something's not working for you, well, that's just the way it goes. No, question it. Why is it? How can it be adjusted? And just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong. So just keep moving until something feels more comfortable for you.
And I love what you said there. You said, I'm never going to be a man in construction. So, you know, do you feel that there are too many women that are trying to be like men? What's your thought on that?
I think it's not so much that we're trying to be like men, but we're trying to fit in so that we can be seen, so we can be heard, and so that our work is also just as importantly respected and looked upon as being validated, and not having to feel like you have to jump up and down and go, here I am, I'm legit, too legit to quit. Anyways, but you know, it's
good song.
And that, I know, right? I'm a dancer at heart. And that's something that I think really frustrated me. It's like, I don't want to fit into a mold. I think what the beauty is, even in the United States, I'm in the United States, is knowing that we're all so different and we all have so much to provide to everybody. It's sharing is caring kind of concept. So I think it's not so much that we're trying to be like men, but that's the system they created and we're trying to fit in. And in order just to get into the door, we have to at least be something comfortable and safe for them to say, okay, you're hired, at least if they're the ones who are doing the hiring. And then when you're there, you have to figure out, how can I fit in or how can I make an improvement? And some are open to it and some are not. That's what I have absolutely found.
Yeah, and that's the way it is with no matter what industry you're in. Some people are open to accepting feedback, feed forward, what have you, and some aren't. And it's just the way it is. And for me, that was a lot of the reasons why I left a lot of my jobs. I had a lot of ideas of ways to make things more efficient. And we published 25 books in 22 months. That is created from efficiency. And so obviously I'm able to create efficiency, but none of my jobs wanted to really hear it. And a lot of times that's ego getting in the way, right? Like, why would you let your ego get in the way of potential growth? And that's what I think is one of the biggest travesties, you know. We're talking about the book, Never Give Up, you know, stories of perseverance. We have with us one of the authors, Najia Said, and your chapter in the book is titled Taking Back My Destiny. Share with us, like, what is that chapter? How did you come up with that chapter title? And what is your chapter all about? Right. Don't give it all away. Don't give it all away.
Right. Give them a hook. Well, really, it was, I was realizing at this point where I made a huge pivot, which was 2 years ago, talks about in the chapter. I was realizing that I was waiting for something to happen so my life can be happy and better. And that changes me. That is me. And so I kept looking for it. And then I realized, look in the mirror, Najia. I'm like, okay, let's bet on me. And so that's just to kind of give a hook, is just, that is where it stems from. And I wanted more. I was made for more, and I want to figure that out. And that's what I'm doing.
It's so interesting. When I started my personal development journey, which was at age 51, so I started a little bit later, I read the first chapter of the book from Jack Canfield called The Success Principles. And it's take 100% responsibility for your own life. At 51, I read that and I was like, oh, I have never taken responsibility for my own life. And that right there, that's huge, right? Because now we are in, like you say, you're taking back my destiny. I'm in charge of my destiny. And when we allow others to be in charge, we've given away our power to them. But, and then if we fail, at least at least we tried it, right? And so, so I'm curious, like, what's your destiny? Is that something you want to share with us?
I think I'm made for something big and huge. And I'm, in a nutshell, because it's not in the chapter, is I had a therapist for 3 years. And there was one component in one of our sessions where I have these two shame monsters, or one a shame monster, one like a warrior. They had names. Anyways, the warrior person, I was talking and I was saying, you know, I feel like, and I was talking to my therapist and I said, I feel like I was made for more, blah, blah, blah. And then my warrior woman, Sheila is her name. She came in, and it gives me chills just thinking about it right now. She says, through me, she said, this sounds crazy. I know I'm not crazy, I promise. She said, Najia has no idea how impactful, how amazing she really is. She is bigger than she even realizes. And that was like an authentic, just energy that moved through me. And I remember just crying because like, where did that come from? Because that is not what I had been working on for so long, but it was in me. That is what pushed me to never give up and to change my destiny. My Sheila warrior woman in me was the one who said, nope, we're going to be steady Eddie or steady Sheila in here, because she was pretty quiet, but it's like she never, whenever I take a step forward, she never lets me fall backwards. She's like, nope, you took the step, you're staying there. No matter, feel uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, I slowly learned to be okay, trusting myself, because that was something that I think I needed to do, learn through.
That's awesome. I love it. I don't have a Sheila warrior, but as far as a name of something or anything like that, but I do have those voices that speak to me and say, keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Here's the thing I love to talk about is because, my book, Do It Because You're Scared, is based on doing things because on the other side of fear, you're either going to be proud of yourself or you're going to get a great result that was way better than you ever imagined. And so I'd like to equate it to like the first time you got behind the wheel of a car. It was scary, but it became part of your comfort zone. Now you probably drive with your feet up on the dash, or you're putting on your makeup, you're eating or doing whatever. You're no longer have that fear because it's become part of who you are in your comfort zone. And so that's exactly like you're tapping into your Sheila warrior, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's tapping in. For me, it was a word, and the word was Shazam. So when I start to feel fear, I go Shazam, and I look in the mirror and I say it, and it makes me chuckle. And when I chuckle, I'm able to move, into this different energy. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe we are out of time. So what I want to do first is I want to say, if you connect with Najia, go to LinkedIn and you can find her. It's easy. It's just a spelling of her name, Najia Said on LinkedIn. And so Najia, why don't you share with our audience, like, what's one thing that you would love for them to take away after reading this book, Never Give Up?
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. That's it. You can do it.
That was easy. I was going to keep her on the screen for a while, but you made it short and simple. So we're talking about the book, Never Give Up. You can get your copy at actiontakerspublishing.com/never. Again, it's actiontakerspublishing.com/never. If you are watching this before September 21st of 2023, we're having a special deal right now. If you want to be in one of our collaboration books, just go to actiontakerspublishing.com/author and enter the code summer30 to get 30% off. Again, that expires September 21st of 2023. We look forward to having you in one of our books. Najia, any final words besides just do it?
Oh, women, I know women are powerful. We can do this, and just get out there and get your support group and just do it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. You heard her. Just do it and never give up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and go to actiontakerspublishing.com/never to get a copy of the book.
One of the things that I've personally found from my experience of working with Action Takers Publishing is that I've walked away with more friends than I had before, because of the relationship that you build with the authors while working in an anthology. I think it's an amazing project to be able to get published. It's a fantastic way to get published the first time, and I've almost seen people who get hooked on doing anthologies, because once that bug is bitten, you feel like you can release more and more and more and more stories, and Linda's got a bunch of titles that I think resonates with a lot of us who live in the real world.